Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 119. Tonight, we're talking about the new Mario Bros. Movie trailer and huge drama for Smash Bros. And we're talking all that and more. Well, greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andross, and I am one of the co-hosts on the Nintendo Pals podcast, the show all about Nintendo and friendship. And I am joined, as I am joined each and every week, by my fellow Nintendo pal, Micah.
Yep.
And Micah, I gotta ask, I ask this every week, in this very specific way that I never ask you this question anywhere else. How the heck are ya?
I answer the same way, as always. Doing pretty good.
Wow, routine. 100 almost 120 episodes of this. We're creatures of habit. What can we say? Well, speaking of creatures of habit, why don't we go with our regular scheduled programming here, and let's talk about what we do each and every week on the podcast, and that is try to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. And we do that through 5-star reviews. And by we, I mean you, listener, and us. Like, we talk, we can't leave ourselves 5-star reviews. It's unethical. But you can leave us 5-star reviews, and we know that there are those out there that have not yet left us a 5-star review. If you are one of these few, well, it's not really few. There's quite a lot that haven't left us 5-star reviews that are listening to the podcast every week. Please help us out. Help us out. We really can use the support and help. It helps boost us in the search result rankings, and you get a shout out at the start of the show. We do not have any new 5-star reviews to shout out this week, but you can leave us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Audible. Audible could use some love. There's not too many reviews over on Audible. The other platforms all have a decent amount, but we are over halfway to 100 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So keep them coming, because if we can get up past that 100, we'll be in like the top echelon of Nintendo podcasts, right up there with who's the top level. I think actually, like, the non-Tendo podcast is the top Nintendo podcast right now. That and Kit and Krista, like former Nintendo Minute hosts. Listen, this show's I think this show's at that tier. Maybe not. But we're pretty cool here. We love doing podcasting, and we love talking Nintendo, and we're pals. You don't get that anywhere else. None of these other people are actually friends in real life. Micah and I are friends in real life. Sean Capri says not. Well, thank you, Sean. You could check out the Nintendo Pals podcast on any podcast listening app, and if you want to see a video version of the podcast, you can check that out on Spotify and on YouTube. It's pretty great. We're a little biased, though. maybe just a smidgen.
Just a tad.
So with that, why don't we jump into the first segment of our show, Micah? Let's talk what you playing. All right. Micah, I'll let you go first. I've done a lot of blabbering on them 5-star reviews. What have you been playing, Micah?
I've been playing quite a bit of them old classic Mario Bros. Games in preparation for a rematch with Cosmic. And besides that, not too much else. Well, besides Splatoon 3, I guess. And also a little bit of
Oh
Rocket
yeah.
League and a little bit of Legend of the Valkyrie. Legend of Valkyrie. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
What is Legend of Valkyrie?
It's part of the Retro Logic, their Retro Rewind game. So I was able to win a little giveaway and get that game. So I got it like 10 minutes before we started, essentially. So that's how long I played it. Yeah. It's yeah, they have like a remake of it kind of on the Switch eShop, but the original dialogue in game is still in Japanese. So I have no idea what the plot is like. But apparently you
Awesome.
don't need that. I think it came out in like 1989 or something.
Okay, I'm looking at it. You play as like
As a Valkyrie, I
Angel
assume.
Lady Valkyrie. Where I don't see any like actual gameplay though. They're all just like fan art of the main character. Don't Google Legend of Valkyrie, everybody. Where's the actual gameplay? It's like top down.
Yeah,
Okay. I see
like
a
real old
gameplay.
school.
The
Yeah,
concept art is pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, I only played like my 1 10-minute session and I died, but definitely plan to play that some more.
Nice. And your Mario games have gotten down to pretty good times from
Yep,
what I was seeing.
as long as I don't die a bunch.
Like, I feel like you and I have both gotten good enough at our 3 games that maybe we should just learn the other 3 and do full Mario Hour
No,
runs.
nope, absolutely not.
I don't know. You're down to like 40 minutes.
Well,
You
my
just need to
best
add
time
another.
ever is 40 and a half.
Yeah,
Not
you just need.
consistent though.
Wait, was that 40 and a half with Mario Bros though?
No,
Oh, that was with
absolutely not.
Mario.
I'm actually, since I haven't practiced it that much, really bad at the original Mario Bros.
Yeah, I feel like way more confident than I should.
Yeah,
That I could do it, but I also don't really have the time to practice all 6. So nice. That's what I've been playing as well. Been playing classic Mario games. I'm playing the original Mario Bros, Super Mario World, and Mario 64. Speed running those. And for Mario 64, I'm doing the 16 star speed run. And in order to do a Mario Hour, I would have to learn the 1 or 0 star. Like there's no way
yeah,
I would be able to do it otherwise.
yeah. I feel like you're maybe a little overcome that you could potentially do all 6 games in an hour, considering.
No, no, not in an hour.
Oh, okay. I was
No,
like, because
no, absolutely not.
one of the times we tried recently, you didn't do your 3 games in under an hour.
No, I was just saying that we could do the challenge and submit runs
Oh yeah.
of all 6.
I
They'd
mean,
it'd probably be closer to like 2 hours,
no matter
and
your
that's like
time, you can submit a run.
true. The Mario Hour challenge and submit one's like 10 hours.
Yeah, I kind of want to go through some of these games and just submit like comically bad times as my attempt, like, and just cement last place for all eternity.
Nice. I think that there have been people that have done that for like meme runs. Someone that submitted to speedrun.com and they did it all with voice commands.
Oh gosh,
Not Mario Hour, but like specific Mario games.
yeah. I just feel bad about the people who had to like review. I mean, if like your run says like 300 hours, I wouldn't review that. I'd just be like, why would they lie about this? Why would they lie that it took them so long to beat this game? And I would just instantly submit it.
I think isn't Cosmic is one of the like reviewers for some of the categories, so we could just ask him to do it for us.
Oh yeah,
Like,
if I knew he was going to review, I wouldn't feel too bad at all.
You don't mind making him review a 300-hour.
It'll just be Mario like crouching up and down in time to the music for like 7 hours.
Oh, I actually saw someone did a challenge like that. It was new Super Mario Bros. And every time the music said, did the ba 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 ba, like you remember how the Koopas they'll pause and do a little dance.
No, I have no
What?
recollection of that at all.
Okay, well look up Mario Bros. Ba, and you'll see. It's like the default animation for it. Yeah. Mute Dog in chat's got my back. It's like the default animation of the Koopas. They dance to the music a little bit. So for the challenge that I saw, they did a crouch every time that happened in sync with the music. And that would be a terrible way to play Mario. It's pretty funny though.
Sounds like you should try it.
So besides that, I've played 2 games this week. The age-old Spelunky 2 because I have an addiction,
Oh yeah,
and
technically
then
I also played that.
yeah,
Literally
yeah,
with you like an hour ago.
yeah. My son requested that Micah play with us. He's like, "Can Micah join us?" We were doing pretty good, but we kept getting disconnected, so bit of a bummer. I don't think we actually died on any runs. We just got disconnected twice
Oh yeah. Wait, so these Koopas they actually just like face the camera?
and dance. You don't
How
remember this?
how have I never seen this?
No, no, you have this
I
game
don't
on
I
the
don't
Wii U.
I've
We played it together.
maybe I was just so fast that
No, they
it never
definitely
made
do
it to
it.
that point.
It's like level 1. Um, so where was I going with this? I played Splunky, but I also played Pokemon Scarlet, and holy
Still playing
cow,
that game?
yeah, heck yeah, I am. It's super fun. Right now, I'm trying to like glitch through a wall to get into the end game area early. I haven't been able to do it, but I have found some comically bad bugs in the game from doing that. Pokemon can spawn in walls. Like they load into walls and you can battle them
Oh nice.
by throwing your Pokeball at them, like targeting them, and your Pokeball will go through a wall and your Pokemon will be on the other side of the wall. I was trying to use this to clip through the wall. It doesn't work. They've made it
Disappointing.
they've made it just too solid to not get to that end game area. I even so it's blocked by a gate. Um, for those that have played the game, this isn't spoiler zone here because I'm just going to talk about what is unlocked immediately in the game is the map. You can see the whole map.
Well, I didn't know that, so spoiled
Big
that for me.
crater, big crater in the middle. And I think that is the end game area. It is locked off by a gate that is not passable. You can't interact with it at all. Uh, but I did get by standing there long enough, I did get a Pokemon to spawn on the other side of the gate and was able to target and throw at it, even from like a great distance. And I that's the typically what happens when you do that is you snap into place to battle. And that's how you can exit the starting area early is by doing that to a Pokemon that you shouldn't be able to because the cliff is close enough that you can target them and throw a Pokeball and get out of the tutorial zone early. Anyways, that doesn't work into walls. You just snap to be as close to the wall as you can, but not inside.
So you
So
just like suddenly you're just staring at a wall,
yes,
point blank
it
range.
depends on where the camera starts in the battle. If the camera starts on the other side, you can see through everything, and I mean, you see like just giant wall textures stretched out and just like really buggy looking. Or if the camera gets stuck on the outside of the wall, you just can't see what you're fighting at all. And you can't and you just have to
And surprise, you KO'd a shiny Mew.
yeah. Uh you took I battled a Pokemon underwater. That's pretty hilarious. I had a glitch where I threw a Pokemon out and it was too close to the edge of the water and it slowly slid in and then fell through the ground.
Never
but
to
the
be seen
battle didn't
again.
end. No, the battle didn't end. It was still fighting, but it just was gone.
Yeah, I saw a clip of someone's boy Coco just running through a field, and then he just ran directly at a pond and just fell into it and disappeared. And I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh. Tube was above the water and my Pokemon was underneath it. Yeah, because when you throw Pokemon into to battle in the water, they land on like a little inner tube, kind of like in Arceus. They have
Yeah.
like a raft type thing. That's funny. That is super funny, Mutog.
Can you walk
I've
across them? Because I'd seen clips of people using a bridge of Bidoofs to walk across water
in
in
Arceus.
Arceus. Yeah.
No, you cannot. You can't touch the Pokemon in this game. But I did find that you can slide into them, and it does this weird animation where you like trip backwards. You're like, and it's kind of glitchy. I was messing around with that, trying to see if that could clip me into a wall as well. I just really want to get to that end game area before I even start my first day of school in the game. Uh, anyways, besides that, in the game, I ran around and just explored the world. It is so cool. There's so much to explore and see, and I feel like it's very similar to Arceus in that regard, except there's no boundary. You just go, and that's pretty cool. There are boundaries. If you go into the water, you get it's like, oh, you scrambled out of the water, and it puts you back. So you can't go through water. You can't go up walls, but it's open world. Other than that, basically go anywhere once you're out of the starting area. It's super fun. You should get it so we can race it.
Meh.
Yeah, I think
I'd
you'd like it.
I'd probably just get Pokemon Crystal out if I want to play a Pokemon game.
Yeah, but that one doesn't have online multiplayer, which is also super fun. I've been using that with my son. Yeah.
I heard
So
I heard there's not really that much multiplayer aspect to it though.
no, but this isn't Animal Crossing. If that what I mean by that is like the Animal Crossing multiplayer, you go to someone else's town, you can't do anything. Like you're just there. You can like drop
can
items
look,
and pick up items.
essentially.
You can go to their store and buy stuff out of their store, but you don't get to like play your game. The difference here is that you can play through your game just with friends being in the world with you. So it's just automatically a better multiplayer experience in that regard. But yeah, there's not a lot of interactivity between the players, but you can see each other in the world and play through your game that actually progresses the game story. And if you're close to players from other regions, whoever's hosting, you'll get the exclusives that spawn in that region
Oh,
and you can
that's pretty
catch
cool
those.
though.
You can see what each other is doing on the side. So that's why I feel like it's built to do races in, because you'll be able to see each other and be trying to do all the stuff at the same time. I just think it'd be a lot of fun. And it works just really well. I haven't experienced any dropped connection issues. I've seen a lot of visual bugs people have been experiencing. I haven't had any of those in the multiplayer. All the visual bugs are just like lighting and other jank with the camera and just the really bad textures, but it's fun. Pokemon designs are really good as well. I like the new Pokemon a lot.
Nice.
Nice. I think you're gonna like it, Micah. I do think you got to give it a shot.
I probably
But
would if I got it.
yeah. Well, that's it for me. That's all I've been playing. So I guess we move into the next segment of our show, which is what does come next? I'm like totally off my game here. Nintendo news. How many episodes have we done of this show? And I don't remember what segment comes next. There's a lot of news to talk about.
We didn't segment it from the very beginning. So
Yeah.
it's not quite how many we've done total.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is it's only been like 80 episodes.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Not 120 almost.
No.
Only around 80.
Alrighty. Well, top thing in the news this week, at least as far
In
as we're concerned,
someone's opinion.
it's in my
Just
opinion.
kidding.
The Mario Bros. Movie dropped a new trailer and a new direct for this movie trailer. The direct featured Miyamoto talking about how excited he is for the game. He showed off a new T-shirt because he's always wearing a new T-shirt with his blazer. And then they had Anya Taylor-Joy come in and say some words like, "Wow, I'm so excited to be playing Princess Peach." And then he had Seth Rogen come in. They weren't all in the same room. These were like clearly they videoed themselves on their phones or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, how come actors don't have like good cameras? Have you noticed that every time they do like any interviews online or anything, they're like my camera's nicer than these like top paid actors' cameras. What?
They're just too busy to be sitting
Yeah,
around. They
we
gotta.
can't be we can't afford these $100 webcams. Mine's not a webcam. I have a nicer camera than that. But I mean, yours is really nice, and it was only like $100. So that's pretty expensive for a webcam, actually, for
Yeah,
us
it's kind
common
of
folk.
spendy.
But for actors, that's chump change. We need to start a movement here. Everybody needs to go. All these actors need to go buy some better cameras and microphones. Ugh. But anywho, they both came on and talked about it. Seth Rogen was like, "This has been my dreams, childhood," and I think everybody has said that to some capacity, but his seemed a little bit more believable because he literally has a dog named Koopa. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
you're like, that is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, let's talk about the trailer. You don't have any thoughts about Seth Rogen
Yeah, not particularly in his dog.
and his
It
dog.
is cool though.
Oh, was his dog named Zelda? Actually, that sounds right.
Wow.
Why? Wait,
I feel
that's a
lied
good name.
to.
Yeah, my bad, everybody. Mute dog, setting the facts straight in chat. Uh, so the trailer. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
I also thought it was pretty good. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was that one part where they all drove carts.
yeah. They teased some Mario Kart.
I just hope they have a blue shell at some point.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Mario's at the front. He's like, "Yeah," and then just
Gets wrecked.
Donkey Kong
Actually,
drives by. Angry Luigi drives by.
oh my goodness, that'd be so good. It's also pretty good when Donkey Kong just walloped on Mario.
Yeah. It starts out with Mario like being in a Coliseum like cage match against Donkey Kong, and he like charges at him and then just gets just walloped by Donkey Kong. There's also they do show Cranky Kong, who's like a king of sorts. So yeah, that's cool. So the whole stadium, I did like the classic. I like paused and watched frame by frame. I just watched it over again several times. Uh, there's Kongs in the entirety of the stadium, so like that whole kingdom or whatever is going to be all Kong themed, which is pretty hilarious and very cool. I'm very excited for that. They changed Donkey Kong's design. Miyamoto mentioned that specifically. He's like, this is the first redesign of Donkey Kong since Donkey Kong Country debuted on the SNES. And with it, they sort of changed him to look a little bit more like classic Donkey Kong from the arcade games.
So super pixely.
No, just like his overall body shape is a little more round and like big upper body.
Yeah, big skipping leg day a little bit.
Yeah. But I think he looks good. Wonder if they'll keep that redesign for games since they mentioned it specifically. Will all the characters keep these redesigns? I don't know if I
See,
want Mario to look like that. in a game, but maybe it'll be good. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a little too realistic for a game.
Yeah, agreed. So let's see. They showed that Mario does like an obstacle course that's like a classic Mario level. Has a flag at the end, and he's like jumping on platforms and like doing like a training montage with Peach, trying to teach him how to be Mario.
Mario.
And Peach seems very much like gung ho, like we're gonna stop Bowser, and they're really playing up her character as being this very strong-willed woman, not the damsel in distress, because that role is reserved for Luigi
Luigi. Oh, for
in
sure.
this movie. He is going to be. It looks like he's going to be captured by Bowser, but I think what's going to happen is there's going to be like a subplot going on the whole time where Luigi's like sabotaging on the other side, similar to like Paper Mario, what Peach is doing in that game.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be cutting. It's going to be spending the most of the movie looks like with Peach, Mario, and Toad, and then it will go back to these side scenes with Luigi and Bowser. And those are going to be great scenes. I think those will probably be the best parts of the movie. But it all looks so good. I'm so hyped for this movie. Very, very much hype. And yeah, my overall thoughts. I'm going to go see this for the premiere, 100%. Take my family. We're all going to go watch this movie. It's going to be really fun. It looks really good. They have completely quelched all my fears. I have no doubt that this movie is going to do well and it's going to be a good movie. That's from 2 trailers. Like I went from being like, "Ooh, this could end up being very bad," to, "Oh, this is going to easily do like $1 billion at the box office."
Yeah, I mean, and if this did poorly, there would never ever be another Mario movie until the end of time.
Or until Miyamoto passes away.
Until the end of time, in other words.
Yeah,
It's
because
gonna
he's
live
immortal.
forever.
We will treasure and keep Miyamoto forever. Yeah. That's it for Mario Bros. Movie news.
Yeah. Speaking of being hyped, we got some new Splatoon 3 icons, including Big Man himself.
Big Man himself? I think this is just an alternate. I think we've already seen Big Man. Maybe I need to go in and buy this very quickly. My silver coins.
Oh, you definitely should. Yep.
Okay. I like how that was in all caps. Did
Yep.
I put this
This
in
is
here or
very
did
hype.
you?
No, no, I put it in. That
Oh, okay.
you didn't hear me using my hype voice?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Wow. Why do
uh,
I even bother getting hyped? No one even notices.
why do I even bother being a hype? You're just, if this is your hype voice, then you're always hyped. That's the secret.
That's my secret. I'm always hyped.
Well, on the subject of Splatoon, the chill season is live, which adds several new stages, including the new salmon run stage and an assortment of new clothes and weapons, and table turf stuff, as Micah has written in the notes, and whatnot.
Yup.
And I'm saying whatnot like a weirdo with the H before the W, because it's fun to say it that way. What? Yeah. And also, doesn't this get Big Run? Is Big Run in here?
Yeah. I gave that its own separate bullet point because it was so cool.
Oh, go. I'm
But I
sorry.
probably shouldn't have.
No, go
But
for it,
yeah,
man.
the big run will be happening from December 9th to the 11th of this month, to clarify. December.
I'm pretty pumped for that. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah. Don't 100% know what that entails, but it sounds like it's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be big and running. That's for sure.
The only 2 things you need in a game.
I hope at the end we have like a giant uh like 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 it's like Bowser's Fury, and you have like a giant what are called, kaiju? Is that the right term
Yeah.
for like Godzilla? Yeah, I want a giant kaiju battle between Big Man and a salmonid. We like use some weapon to make Big Man actually Big Man, like building sized, and he
Right.
fights.
I'm very
That'd be
mild spoiler, but have you seen the end of the single player?
not yet. Oh
Okay, well,
no.
you can get something fairly similar to that.
Oh
It's
man.
pretty happening, yo.
Oh man, I need to do that. I need to go finish that game. I
I mean, I
like
thought you got to the boss like forever ago or something.
yeah, I didn't get back to it after that cuz all these other games came out and I've been playing so many games.
Well, who cares about
Pokemon, man.
Pokemon? Finish
Pokemon's so
Splatoon
good.
3.
It's so good though. Yeah. Alrighty. Speaking of Pokemon, there is an update that released today. 1.1 is the build, and the, I feel like I need to pull up the tweet by Nintendo themselves here, where they talked about how we take feedback seriously. Nintendo of
They should have
America.
gotten some feedback before the game came out. That was their problem.
Wow, they post too much. I'm never gonna find this tweet.
You just gotta look through the Discord.
True. What's what, what, oh, there's so much. There's so much. I'll never find it. It's gone. Sad.
Said, we take the feedback from players seriously and will continue to work on improvements to the games. Plural.
Yeah, and I don't know what this update includes, but other than it does include the special Charizard raid. What are they called? I'm the
Raid
worst
sounds about right.
Nintendo podcaster
Yeah.
tonight. I don't actually know what these things are called.
Yeah, I assumed it was mostly just like bug fixes and things, but who
Actually, it
knows?
was like very little bug fixes. It was just this update with Charizard and like some
Yeah.
Terra raids is what they're called.
An issue has been fixed that caused the music to not play correctly. So that was a big deal. But
Oh,
only with the Elite Four and the top champion.
so here's some of the headlines I'm seeing on the Discord. 1.1.0 update does not boost performance in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and it's a shocked Pikachu emote.
With other select bug fixes have been made, is what they say.
Wow,
I
Pokemon
think the
Scarlet and
next
Violet's
update.
new patch fixed performance. Charizard the Unrivaled. I I haven't run the update yet because I was afraid they would get rid of glitches I was trying to do. So I will be running the update because I want this Terror Raid really bad. This Anteater in chat says very little bug fixes. So like Caterpie fixes. Classic. Classic Caterpie fixes.
Yeah, I mean,
I
from
don't
the
know.
comment they made with that, it makes it sound like the next update will be a lot of bug fixes.
Yeah,
With
I would like some fixes for performance. Like there's some frame rate stuttering issues, but I really hope they don't patch out some of the like glitches that aren't game breaking. I like the approach that was taken for Breath of the Wild, where they're like, if as long as it's not a game breaking bug, we left it in. Like
yeah,
post launch. I think they tried to catch as many of those as they could beforehand.
who knows? Maybe they left some of those fun ones in just for
I
the speedrunners.
Yeah, like that's the thing is it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to play these games in ways that is not intended. And I, I was I talking with you about this on stream, or did we talk about this in last week's episode where it was like, why is it that some games when they're released and they're like super buggy messes, people are really upset? but then this Pokemon game launches, and like the majority of people are not upset. It doesn't like trash the company's image or anything like that.
Yeah, I think we did that. Talked about that a little bit during our Mario Hour practice.
Yeah.
But I mean, it
And
sounds
I would
like in
say,
Pokemon, it's not, most of the glitches aren't really game breaking. They're just wonky and also kind of funny at times.
yeah, and I don't know. I like the opposite example that I think of is CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077, and that was like so slammed on by users, regular users, and critics alike. Just slammed that game nonstop. I think it did have actual like game breaking bugs in it though. That
Yeah, I haven't seen much, but I did see a clip of someone who went to like get in a car and it just blew up and killed them. I mean, I thought that was pretty funny, but I can imagine playing the game that not being as funny.
yeah, and I think that the that it became a bit of a meme as well, where it was buggy. But this seems to be skewing more positively in that regard. But I think everyone is aware that this game is not at AAA standard. Like this is not the number one media franchise in the world
I mean,
at their best.
I think it is not necessarily at their best, but when you're the number one media franchise in the world, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that they're just more popular, so they
I mean, plus
anyway.
Cyberpunk just had wild expectations. They built that game up so much before it came out.
Yeah, and we came
As
to
it's just being
expect
like
very little from.
revolutionary and we're gonna change gaming. It's like, no, this is just broken.
This is just bad. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I've heard with lots of updates and fixes, it has become a good game, but I also haven't played it, so I don't know.
yeah. Um, I think as well the core formula is just a little bit more appealing of Pokemon than a game like Cyberpunk 2077, which was basically another RPG shooter.
Well, and let's face it, Cyberpunk is a way more complicated game
Hmm.
than Pokemon. There's just like so much more going on that can break.
Yep, true. But I think that at its core, it doesn't have as mass appeal as something like Pokemon, which Pokemon has a very good core formula that nobody else can seem to do. Have you noticed that? Like we've gone like 20 something years and nobody else has hit the success that Pokemon has with
It's
its
just
capture
they've
collection,
stolen all the success already.
and nobody else.
Every other game that comes out is going to be compared to Pokemon, which has had a lot of time to mostly perfect what they've been doing.
Yeah, it's just weird. I feel like this it's a genre that could be executed on much better than it is. I don't particularly think Pokemon is great mechanically, not mechanically. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't think that they've ever been very innovative,
Yeah,
uh, but that their core game is so good that it makes up for that. But you know, like look at the leaps
it
and
could be
bounds
so much more.
that Mario makes, that Zelda makes. And it's like, why can't Pokemon do that? They can. They just don't.
I mean, they started a little bit, I think, with Arceus and
This game,
Violet and Scarlet.
yeah,
They're moving in the right direction, and
I
even
think
some
so.
with Sword and Shield or Moon, whatever it was, Sun
Sword
and
and
Moon.
Shield. Sun and Moon was the one before that.
Uh, I
That
don't remember. I haven't played them.
oh, there you go. Alrighty. Well, that's it for Pokemon news. I'm still loving the game. So first off, I want to come out here and talk people. There are people I have seen in our community and I've seen online that are like, "Wow, I'm so glad I didn't jump in on this buggy mess." You people are missing out on one of the funnest games that I have played this year. This is like so fun. So fun. And you know what? It's like I said last week, the jank is just kind of part of the charm for me. And I'm not excusing bad development practice here because I think that they released the game in an absolutely not okay to release state. But the fact that this exists and all of those issues are there, and I am still having the time of my life playing this game, I think that shows the merit and of the franchise and of this game still.
Or you just need to up your standards.
Yeah.
You
We had
didn't
like
play. You didn't play enough Metroid Prime and Wind Waker back in the GameCube
Presto the
days.
Magnificent, host of Off the Wall podcast, like retweeted and was like, "Man, I'm so glad I got Frontiers instead." I'm like, whoa, wait, whoa. Oh, that's the higher
An
standard.
actually well-made game, you mean?
No, see, that's the thing. Is Sonic is also in the category of this. That game's a buggy mess, but people love it.
Is it though? I haven't heard
Yes.
nearly as much about it being buggy.
Well, that's because not nearly as many people are playing it. Yeah, but Frontiers. Listen. You got to look it up because there are definitely bugs and glitches in Frontiers, and it has very similar pop in, pop out jank.
I mean, to be fair, you're moving like 77 times faster in Frontiers.
True.
I feel like it's a little more understandable.
So am I in Pokemon Scarlet Violet, thanks to the controller glitch where you can run twice as fast if you have a second controller plugged in.
Oh, but have you tried with a third controller?
You cannot plug in a third controller. I have tried.
Dumb. That's the first thing they need to fix.
And you can do it with 3.
With more, yeah.
They're like, wow, this is actually incredible. Let's just add more. This only works in handheld because it recognizes that you're playing with your Pro controller or whatever controller you have separately. But you can also still control with the gamepad that is attached.
Interesting.
That's just not marked as the primary game system.
I just think it's going to be wild for these like speedruns in the future of people.
And we're recording this. We're like recording
two
the
controllers. I wish it would be more so you to get like the best speedruns, you'd have to have friends with you, and they'd all just be like helping you control the one thumbstick so you can run extra fast.
Yeah, and I think you can hook up like 8 at a time, right? So we just hook up like 8. That's like the max, 8 times faster than base speed. That should be a bug. That would be awesome. That shouldn't even be a bug. That should be a feature in all games.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Cheat code. We can run faster by plugging in more controllers. All right. Well, let's move on to the next bit of news here, Micah. I think this one's you.
The Smash World Tour 2022 has been canceled, as well as the upcoming 2023 stuff.
Yeah, here's the official
drama, according to my notes.
Here's the official statement from the Smash World Tour team. Without any warning, we received notice the night before Thanksgiving from Nintendo that we could no longer operate. This was especially shocking given our discourse with Nintendo the past 12 months. Since then, we have been working around the clock to take the proper steps logistically, as well as to prepare this statement with proper legal guidance. And they say that they're grateful for the community. They've loved what they've been able to do, and that they were able to raise like the biggest prize pool, and that's that.
It's kind of a bummer.
This has gone very much viral in the news space. A lot of people very upset with Nintendo. The Smash Bros community very upset with Nintendo again because it seems like this happens somewhat frequently. But here's the thing: the previous ones that were canceled, the previous Smash Bros tournaments that were canceled, were using like emulation and things that Nintendo typically isn't a fan of, right?
Yup.
Like, I think they were using the Slippy mod that lets you play online, so they could do that. And that, like, there was a lot of it was pretty obvious why Nintendo was out canceling that tournament. This has nothing like that. This is a grassroots made tournament from the community, like forming together with with the tournament organizers. And this doesn't have any mod stuff. This is original hardware playing the game in person. So there's nothing sketchy going on as far as like what's happening with the game. So there's really not a reason. But here's what Nintendo has to say in their official statement. Nintendo would like to explain to all Super Smash Bros. Fans and interested parties in the background the background and rationale related to our decision to not grant a license to the Smash World Tour for their upcoming activities. Nintendo's decision was solely based on our assessment of the proposals submitted by the SWT and our evaluation of their unlicensed activities. This decision was not influenced by any external parties such as Panda Global. I'll get back to why they said that. Any partner that we grant a license to has to meet the high standards we require when it comes to the health and safety of our fans. It's also important that a partner adheres to brand and IP guidelines and conducts itself according to professional and organizational best practices. We use the same approach to independently assess all partners. If we discover that a partner is doing something inappropriate, we will work to correct it. When we notified the SWT that we would not license their 2022 or 2023 activities, we also let them know that we were not requiring they cancel the 2022 finals event because of the impact it would have on players.
Interesting. Because I was going to
Thus,
mention, like, at least let them do the 2022 finals. But
thus the decision to cancel the SWT 2022 was and still is their own choice. We're open to partnering with other organizations and will continue to offer licenses for major tournaments outside of the Panda Cup. Panda Global will continue to be a key partner as we look forward to receiving proposals from other groups for tournament licenses. In the meantime, Panda continues to advocate on behalf of the Smash Bros. Community, even to the point that Panda has advocated for other organizations' tournaments to work with Nintendo, such as the Big House, which was the one they canceled previously, and the organizers of the SWT to benefit the larger Smash Bros. Community. Nintendo cares about Super Smash Bros. Fans. I'm sorry, this is really long, but I want to read the whole thing out. Smash Bros. Fans and its community very much, and we hope to continue to hear their passionate feedback. We are committed to working hard to bring joy and fun to the community through tournaments while also ensuring we and our partners are operating in a manner that is positive and responsible. So that is like direct contradiction to what the Smash World Tour said, that because they put it as we received word from Nintendo that we could no longer operate. And Nintendo then comes out and goes, "We didn't tell them they couldn't operate. We just told them we wouldn't license it." Like, don't shoot us down for this because we, told them
well, it
you
sounds
were
like
not
they're
officially
shutting down the
sanctioned.
2023 potentially, just letting them finish out the year.
Yeah. Um why did they specifically mention that their decision was not influenced by any external parties such as Panda Global? Do you wonder, Micah? Because I know the answer.
I wonder if maybe it's because they weren't influenced by other parties, including Panda.
Well, maybe we should see what Panda has to say about it.
They're like, we definitely influenced this.
they they do say that. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the tweet here. I should have had this up earlier.
Sounds like there wasn't the best communication going on for this whole situation.
All right. We were all this is there's an official statement by Panda. I'm not going to read this whole one out. It's super long. Um but from Panda Global says, we were all as surprised as the public to see the announcement of the Smash World Tour Championship cancellation, as well as the accompanying statement, which attacked the hard work and ethics of those behind the Panda Cup. The team was not informed of any intention to cancel the Smash World Tour Championship 2022, nor has the team ever engaged in conversations that sought those ends. Where is the
I mean,
statement?
so far that's true, according to Nintendo, saying they aren't making them cancel the 2022
Any
finals.
implication that the Panda Cup team had any influence in that regard is false. But then let's scroll down in their statement a little bit. That says, however, the Panda Cup team does acknowledge and regret an interaction between Dr. Allen and Beyond the Summit, in which he spoke in a manner which did not reflect. Dr. Allen is the CEO, by the way. Allen, why Dr. Allen? Who knows? He's taken a lot of heat for this, and you're about to see why. The between Dr. Allen and Beyond the Summit, in which he spoke in a manner which did not reflect either guidance from Nintendo or our own standards. Panda took efforts to rectify the situation immediately, and in the second half of the year, a dedicated team made up of multiple staff members was assembled to manage Panda Cup activities and serve as the primary point of contact for runners, removing the possibility of future miscommunications from occurring. The CEO of their company, in this official statement that they made, was allegedly, and they are somewhat confirming it here, pressuring tournaments to join in their cup as opposed to others, with saying things along the lines of, it would be a shame if Nintendo shut this down because you're not officially partnered with them. Making
I mean, that would be a shame.
nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you might get shut down, so join our cup.
I mean, to play devil's advocate, maybe he was just trying to do them a favor because I mean, that's true. If you aren't part of Nintendo's licensed
Listen,
tournaments, you could get shut down.
there were so many tournament leaders. Now, these tournaments are led by people like you and me. Like these are just regular guys. These aren't people that do this for a living. These are people that are really involved in the gaming community and organized together this piece of like this they saw a need for this to bring the community together, and so they don't make money off of these things, but Panda Global does due to how they run them. And so I don't want to jump the gun. I probably am jumping the gun a bit here, but I tend to lean a little bit more on the side of this of the other guys that are coming out and saying that he came and was pressuring us to join the Panda Cup, even though we did not feel like supporting that one because we have our own thing that we're already doing over here with the Smash Tour, and we didn't like the language they were using and trying to coerce us into being part of their circuit versus another circuit.
Yeah.
And because of that, the assumption has been made that Panda did, and specifically the CEO, was pulling some strings to influence how this went down. Uh, anyways, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if we'll actually see the results of this because I think everybody's going to be pretty tight-lipped due to legality issues. But who knows? This is just a bummer for everybody because this is 2 weeks away. So people that were coming from across the globe, there are people flying out from other countries, people flying all within the United States. Like you can't cancel your travel plans and get your money back with that short of notice. So I feel like Smash World had to have been trying to do everything that they could to make this happen, and so I don't think they canceled this lightly, and because of their own will, like Nintendo is implying. I feel like they were pretty coerced into being like, if we don't do this, we could get legal action. Because, like I said, these don't make a lot of money. If they become the subject of a lawsuit against by Nintendo, they're going to lose, and they're going to because Nintendo just has money backing them. Money talks in those cases.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just a miscommunication, and they thought Nintendo wanted them to shut down the finals.
That would be cool. Maybe they can bring it back instead. Little bit of a silver lining. YouTuber and streamer Ludwig said that in light of the Panda Nintendo situation, I'll just read it specifically. In light of Panda slash Nintendo's lackluster response, I'm happy to announce the Scuffed World Tour, a 1-day Melee Ultimate event, Sunday, December 18th, featuring the 8 highest placing Smash World Tournament competitors, all with the goal to raise money for VGBC. I don't know what that is. Maybe I should. It's VG Boot Camp. I don't know what that does. Smash Bros. Commentator. Maybe this is not VGBC. Anywho, he's putting that together and putting in his own prize pool of $50,000 to hopefully make it worth it for the players that come. And then he's inviting the top 8, and if any of them can't make it, he'll just move down the bracket. So
That's pretty cool.
essentially,
Might still get the finals. Essentially,
he's essentially doing the finals himself. But like, will Nintendo now take action against him, or is he just like, I don't care? Like the Nintendo thing. I don't know how any of this works. I think also it's going to be like a digital thing. But who knows? And it's specifically being hosted on the day of the Panda Cup. This has an extra stick it to him, and I think this is going to be like a bit of a us versus them kind of deal where like the Smash Bros community is going to try and rally everybody to go to this other event, not to the Panda Cup, because they have done some shady stuff according to a lot of people. So I think the community at large, it's torn. I'm not going to say that like everybody out there agrees that Panda is the villain here. There are people that were very much looking forward to the Panda Cup, and its organizers and the organization at Panda is made up of a lot of people that are doing a great job and really hard. It just seems like the actions of the CEO were a little inexcusable in what he was doing, trying behind the scenes, trying to shut down other tournaments and insinuating that he would pull strings with Nintendo to wreak havoc if people didn't join their league. Like that sort of thing is not okay. But who knows? How do you feel about it, Micah? Now having heard all these sides.
well, I don't know if he ever said he did, or they said he did pull strings to try and shut them down. He just threatened to. So a little bit of a difference.
Right. And they could be just that, all empty threats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough. I haven't followed this, so I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah,
and I definitely don't like choosing sides before I know all the facts. And this is also one of those things that we'll probably never really know all the facts.
Yep. I mean, we got to be careful in taking a side in any issue like this. I mean, we recently had that whole blow up with the voice actress for Bayonetta, and it turned out she was lying about what exactly was offered, and a lot of people jumped the gun on that, and then like Yeah, had to 180, and that's the problem with had a high muggle moo in chat. Fuck bye. I can turn. You can see more of my kitchen. Um, the that's the problem with these like internet mob attacks on people.
Yeah.
And I think Ludwig said it himself in talking about the issue. He's like, it does no good to go on there and like berate companies, especially these like interns running social media accounts for these companies that just don't like. These are big organizations. I know it gets frustrating. I talked about this a lot with the Bayonetta voice actress thing. Like I know it gets frustrating because you see something that you perceive as wrong and you want to do something about it, but these online mobs don't really accomplish anything. They just don't. So instead,
Yep.
we can just talk about it here. I am bummed for everybody involved in this situation, um, because that's a lot of money lost for people that were traveling out, and hopes and dreams dashed for like the biggest Smash Bros tournament ever. Like someone was going to win that and become like and like they've trained all this time. It'd be like canceling the Olympics because we're starting a new
Well,
Olympics.
I think there's
Don't tell
maybe
me it's not comparable.
I think maybe there's just a teensy bit of a difference, but I get the sentiment of what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like I mean these guys put hours and hours and hours and hours of practice into this game, and then to just have that event canceled on them just must be just gut wrenching. And a lot of these top tier players have already come out and been like, I will not be supporting Panda Global in any way, shape, or form. And that's another thing is the players themselves are seeming to be upset with Panda, like because they know stuff that's happening on the inside, and that's a bummer. I also feel bad for everybody at Panda that's working their hardest, trying to do their best. People working at Nintendo working their hardest, trying to do their best, and this sucks for them because they didn't ask to become the target of an entire huge mob of angry melee players. Oh, Smash Bros drama. Does it ever end?
Apparently
Does
not.
Fox does Fox Haya? that's that's the question. All right, Micah. Well, that's it for that news item. So let's move on to something. We'll end the news segment with a little happier news. I'll let you take this one since I had
Wow.
to read a whole
Let me.
statement.
You didn't have to do anything.
I know, but I wanted the people to hear all the facts, all the sides
All
here.
the supposed facts.
I know it's all
So
statements. It's all he said, they said, we said.
I feel like I've just gone like so cynical over the last like several years. I just believe nothing anyone says online ever. I assume
Probably
everyone
safe.
is lying, and I don't believe anyone.
Yeah, I listen. I don't think there's really anybody you can go blame for this situation, and that's just the way it is.
But speaking of blaming people for situations, Limited Run Games has opened their pre-orders for the Humongous collection, which includes games from the incredible series of Pajama Sam, Freddy Fish, Putt Putt, and Spy Fox.
So it's a physical cartridge with all of the humongous collection on it. This is incredible. Not gonna lie, I think I might go out and pre-order this one, uh, just because I mean, it's my childhood, man. It's all those point and click computer games from back in the day. You had these games too, right? You had
Yep,
Pajama Sam and Freddy Fish.
I had one Pajama Sam, and I did have Freddy Fish, like three, something about the Stolen Conch Shell, which I think is the one in the collection.
Yeah.
Played one game from Puppa, I don't know how many there are, and also one from Spy Fox.
I had one Pajama
Because there's
Sam
like one
game.
with the boogeyman under the bed, Pajama Sam or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how common the boogeyman is in those games, but that's the one I played.
There it's like you have to go and collect your pajama Sam mask and lunchbox and flashlight. Does that
That does not
that
ring
game?
any bells to me at all.
Uh, you like go
But
into a
it's been
world in your
so long that I
closet?
just don't remember. Yeah, it's just kind of dark in some
Yes.
places.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think you and I played the same one then. That's the one I had, but I know there was another one as
Yeah,
well.
because I
At
think
least one more.
there's like 2 Pajama Sam games and like 2 Putt games in the collection. I don't know the specifics.
Well, I think I'm probably gonna go get that
And I
collection,
don't quote me on this, but I think the pre-orders end January 1st.
so,
So I think it's essentially the month of December.
and then we'll see the results of those pre-orders next January 1st, a year later. Limited run games is not necessarily fast, but they do good stuff there. All right, well that's it for the news segment. That was a long news segment. Let's jump on over into the rumor mill. Some rumors brought to you by the Rumor Pickmen, who we send out each and every week to collect and gather rumors. I was giving you a space there to
Yeah.
talk about how they don't all make it back because
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
well,
that.
yeah, you didn't mention that they all make it back, or they're all back now.
But they're all here now, yeah.
Oh, but not all of them. Some of them have made the greatest sacrifice to bring us these rumors.
We appreciate your hard work in serving this podcast, Rumor Pickman.
There's shallow graves for those Pikmin. We just leave them behind.
Borderlands 3 has been rated for the Switch in Europe. Are we getting Borderlands 3?
Who knows?
Will it be a
That's
cloud
why
version?
it's a rumor.
Will it be a cloud
That
version?
we also don't know. I think it all they even rated like DLC and stuff, so it sounds like it all of Borderlands 3 could potentially be coming to Switch.
Don't we just have Borderlands 1 and 2 already?
I think so. And also like the prequel or something. Pre-sequel. I don't know. They have some like weird joke about it or something. That's like the Handsome Jack collection, I think, which is like 1, 2, and the prequel.
I can't see points out. Did you know that the Rumor Mill segment song has a delayed long boing in the beginning? Yeah, here. Yes, yes.
I just unmuted it. You'll have to play it one more time.
Oh my goodness. Okay, one more time.
What's this? I don't hear any real long delayed boing.
The boing, it ends at the end. I don't think
It ends at the end. It starts at the beginning.
boing. No, I think that's a mistype. That has to be for the ending. I don't think there's a boing at the beginning. Maybe there is. I don't know. I just put it in. I know nothing about this show. I think it's very possible that we just get a regular version of this game because Borderlands 1 and 2 are both remastered for Switch.
Yeah, I mean they're older. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Essentially, so I'm taking the safe route in my prediction.
Yeah.
I hope it's a just physical, not cloud.
Agreed. Always lean more that way. This next one's for you, man.
Speaking of leaning that way, according to Insider Gaming, Monster
Segment's on
Hunter
point.
Rise will be coming to current gen consoles and Game Pass.
This doesn't surprise me either. This Monster Hunter's been doing cross-platform stuff a lot more in the recent games. So,
Because they're a bunch of traitors.
I mean, it was exclusive on Switch for a long time. So, and it sold really well. So I think they are just like, oh, this sold so well.
Hopefully
Let's
it keeps selling well for them.
Let's sell it well elsewhere. Yeah. And lastly, but not leastly, why did you correct that to say lurked footage?
I was really just hoping you would space out and just read it that way.
No, I just saw you change it. Leaked footage of the Mario movie is online, and okay. I'm not going to spoiler tag yet, but what that leaked footage is more trailers. More trailers for the movie. Okay. Spoiler here. There isn't
So
much
is this
more.
where I mute you?
There isn't much more in this leaked stuff. Am I muted? You didn't
Yes.
actually
Yes,
mute
you
me.
are.
You didn't
I don't want
actually
any of
mute
these
me.
spoilers.
You didn't actually mute me. They didn't really show anything, nothing too much more than what has already been shown in trailers. So I won't say exactly, but yeah, that's it. In case you are among the crowd that is like, no, don't let me see any spoilers. Which, listen,
Give
if this
2
movie
thumbs up
leaked
when you're done
early, I'd be
spoiling
very
things.
tempted to just go watch it. Even though it's a leak, it's just so good looking. Anywho, that's the rumor mill. Let's move on to the community corner. We got a lot of questions in the community corner this week. Starting with from the magnificent dog. Did you see that change? I knew
I
this would
did.
happen. I knew this would happen as soon as I had mentioned, like, wow, there's a lot of people with dog in their name on the Discord. I knew as soon as Presto saw that he would change his username. And
Well, we don't know this is Presto for sure. This could be
yeah, this could be anybody.
a new
Person asking the recurring
magnificent.
question.
For a split second when I was like, wow, how dare this person ask Presto's question?
The question is, what was the best game that came out in 2002? What do you got for this one, Micah?
Well, I got approximately 5 games tied for number 1 best game that came out in 2002.
Is this how the whole GameCube era is going to be? Because it's kind of a joke.
You better believe it.
Boo.
Okay, the lowest of the tied games is probably Super Monkey Ball 2.
Okay. That's understandable considering what else is on this list.
Yeah, but it's a great game. Had a lot of fun with that. And then tied for the tippy top are all Wind Waker, Metroid Prime, Star Fox Adventures, and that one other game I forgot about. I gotta scroll through here.
Must not be that good of a game.
First of all, how dare you? Also, the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, fantastic.
That actually is a good game on GameCube. That's.
I actually played it on Xbox though. With my cousin.
I didn't play the game. I like that one.
Oh my goodness, 007 Nightfire. How could I forget? Also an incredible game. It's such a good intro song as well.
Is that the one you were leaving off the list?
No, I somehow missed that the first time through. I mean, that opening song has like the greatest song lyrics of all time. And you'll have to play the game to hear it. Do you know what the game is I'm forgetting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good game.
First of all, how dare you?
You don't even know what game it is.
Super Mario Sunshine. How could I forget?
How could you forget Mario Sunshine?
Well,
because it's not the best Mario game. That's probably why.
It's the second best Mario game.
No, the game I was referring to is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest.
No, yeah, I purposely did not include that. First of all, because I didn't see it. And second of all, it's not that good. But Master Quest is better than original Ocarina of Time.
All right. I am going to give this one. So I'm going to give some honorable mentions here. Pokemon Ruby.
Practically cheating.
No, I have my best game that came out this year. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire are honorable mentions. Fantastic games. The only reason they are not the top is because Emerald didn't release this year, and Emerald is the best version and the best one of the 3. So that maybe that'll take it in 2004. I'm not sure what else released that year. I just know that it released 2 years later for some reason. Also, honorable mention to Animal Crossing for the GameCube, which is a fantastic game and the start of an amazing series. But the winner for me, like far and away for this year,
Time
is
Splitters 2.
Wind Waker.
Oh, right on. Also, I
Yeah,
forgot to mention Time Splitters 2 is also tied. But that one I played on the PlayStation with a friend.
yep, that is my pick, Wind Waker. Even though
I'm,
I
I'm
haven't played
proud
the
of you.
GameCube. I haven't played the GameCube version. I only played the Wii U version.
They're
But
practically the same.
it is that good of a game that I will say it's the best one that came out that year. There you go.
And I got
Thanks
to
so much
give a
for the
little
question,
honorable
Presto the
mention
dog.
to
Oh,
Time
yeah.
Splitters 2, which has a very interesting and some might say terrible aiming mechanic where your aimer wants to center on your screen and you can like aim it to the side, but you have to hold it at the right like angle to keep it in that spot because if you let go, it'll just center again. And it made aiming incredibly hard at times, but it was also very rewarding when you got good at it.
Hey, this is a terrible mechanic, but
Yeah,
it's pretty fun if you're good.
it's fantastic. You just got to get used to it.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you. Thanks again, Presto the Dognificent,
And
for
I also just felt like,
the question.
not to
Oh,
interrupt you
he's gonna.
another time, but I feel like it's just more accurate to real life because you don't just like aim your gun somewhere and then it's perfectly steady. That's not how it happens. It's like you gotta fight the weight
No,
of
in real
gravity.
life.
You gotta fight the weight of gravity and keep the same
Yeah.
strength
In
pressure.
real
It's
life.
practically the same thing.
In real life,
If
you have
you're
to
good,
fight. Your gun is constantly trying to center, and
yeah,
you have to fight it to shoot things not centered in your field of vision.
exactly.
That is
It's
100% how
just like
guns
real
work.
life. If you're good with guns in real life, you're good at Time Splitters 2 and vice versa.
More questions
Okay, I'm done. I won't interrupt you again
from
about
the
Time
Magnificent
Splitters
Dog.
2.
Which is better, the Nintendo DS or the Nintendo Wii?
I think I gotta go with the Wii.
This is so hard. This is a very hard question.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I also gotta give an honorable mention to Scooby Doo, The Night of 100 Frights. Still looking through this list.
But shut your list down, man. You've already done like 12 games.
Hey, this is just an
Uh,
honorable mention. You did
oh,
those.
yeah, I did 2 honorable mentions. Well, 3
I've
if you
also
could.
only done 2 honorable mentions.
Plus my 5 not honorable mentions that are all tied for first.
Exactly.
Um, Nintendo DS or Nintendo Wii?
I
This is
mean, the
this
DS
is
did have
tough.
Save the Animals. So,
And Mario Kart and DS download play, plus New Super Mario Bros. And the minigame compilation collection, and a versus mode in Mario Bros. Where you battle as Mario and Luigi to get stars, and a versus mode in Mario 64 DS where you play as Yoshis, 4
that
different
does sound
Yoshis.
pretty cool. Yoshi's?
Oh
Sign
gosh,
me up.
I this is such a hard question for me, like honestly and truly, because the Wii has some of my favorite gaming experiences ever. I'm thinking like, you know, Twilight Princess, Wii Sports, and Wii Sports Resort.
I mean, come
Um,
on, Wii Sports. You're gonna pick a system that doesn't have Wii Sports on it after you've
yeah,
talked
that's
of Mii's and the Wii so much. Well, Wii
yeah,
Sports.
but saying it's better than the DS is a hard pill to swallow, because my God, I played so much DS
Well, just
download
get
play
those
with my
chewable
siblings.
pills instead. Then comes easy.
Animal Animal Crossing, Wild World, Pokemon. Oh man, that might have just made my decision. But that's where Heart Gold and Soul Silver is.
Yeah, but you got
With
the
the
original crystal,
with the
so they're not that
Pokewalker.
necessary.
I mean, I'm not picking which of these has to go away. I'm just saying which one is better to me. I I think I might have to go with the DS, surprisingly.
Wow.
I know.
You've played one Pokemon game, you've played them all. Ish.
Heart
As
Gold, Soul
long as that
Silver is
one
something
game you played
special.
was Pokemon Crystal.
Heart Gold, Soul Silver is something special, though. I mean, Crystal
It
didn't
is
have a
true.
Pokewalker. You
They're just
gotta
trying
give
to
it that.
trick you into being healthy. I
And
got
it
my
worked.
Tortugas trapped on my Pokewalker, suffer a fate worse than death because it died. It's gonna turn into Missingno or something.
Okay. On that depressing note, let's move to the next question. This one's for you to ask.
Asked by Purple Riolu, what is your favorite shiny Pokemon?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Here, let me copy this image and send it to you in this chat real quick so that you can know.
Oh,
Don't tell
Staryu.
me that isn't
That's
absolutely fantastic.
that is pretty dang cool.
Although there are actually kind of like, depending on like the game you look at it in or something, there are like two versions. There's like a greenish Staryu, which isn't nearly as cool as this like classy white
Yeah.
gold with that aquamarine blue. I don't actually know what shade of blue aquamarine is, but that's what I imagine it to be.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, it just looks like beach sand almost, and like it's just like
I'm
it's
looking at
so good
a
actually.
list of like the top 25 coolest, and Staryu is on the list.
Yeah, is Ponyta, Charizard, Honedge,
Yep, Ponyta's on the
Metagross,
list.
Metagross,
Charizard. Wow,
depending on how
you're
you say.
like,
Yeah, we're on the
oh,
same
are you
list.
on
I'm
the
pretty
same
sure.
list? Yeah, okay. I was like, what?
I mean, Magikarp is a classic. Sableye, I think, is really good. Heracross, just giant bright pink instead of just like deeper blue.
Yeah, I like
I
the
mean,
ones that are just like bizarre recolorations. Electrodes is really good.
oh yeah, it's
The
like
the
blue.
the blue
Same
electrode.
same with Shuckle. He gets a blue shell instead of the red.
Oh,
Yeah,
hot diggity dog. That might be my answer then. that's
Shuckle.
that's super cool.
I
Oh,
really like
Groudon.
Shuckles.
Groudon turns like a green, yellow color.
I mean, yeah, I like the ones that are just absolutely wild. I think Kyogre is. Does that become like a pink one as well? Yeah, it becomes like a magenta.
I mean, I think I may just have to go with like the really lame cop out answer of Charizard.
Charizard is good though. I
That's
feel like
such a
it's
cool
ruined
one.
a little bit by the Mega Evolution that just looks like that, essentially.
Yeah. Okay, my final answer is Rayquaza. Shiny Rayquaza is
That's just like
probably the coolest shiny.
a kind of a grayish, right?
It's like black Rayquaza. A similar color to Charizard,
Oh, okay, yeah.
but it just looks
Dratini is
sick.
another good one, getting bright pink.
Who?
Dratini.
Dratini.
Breloom is
Yeah,
good. It just gets
yeah, but then it
orange.
evolves into kind of an ugly Dragonite.
Yeah, the Dragonite. Like Dragonair also looks really good. But Dragonite's kind of meh.
Yeah, why did they ruin it with Dragonite's shiny, man? Yeah, I did like the classic red Gyarados. You know, everybody got that one.
Oh yeah.
How about Lechonk? Shiny
I have
Lechonk?
not seen Shiny Lechonk.
He's pink. He's pig
Oh
colored.
yeah. I mean I like the pink ones. The
I
pink and the gold ones.
I
Lechonk isn't super great though, because that's kind of the color of normal pigs.
I know, but his shiny is just being a normal pig, which is kind of
I mean, it's
hilarious.
pretty funny.
Shiny Cloth is cool. I'm just looking at best shinies in
Oh, Cloth, yeah, he gets the ones that turn into like light blue
mhm.
for some reason all look really good.
Oh my gosh, shiny Embor? I didn't know that this is what it looked like. I want one.
Oh, that's good.
That is very good.
It's like the Ponyta with the
That
blue
might be my
flames, but
new
so much better.
Yeah, that might be my new favorite.
Although all
This is
the
like
images I see of it are like fan art. I need like it, Yeah, that looks really good. There's just so many good shiny
I think,
Pokemon.
and there's so many bad ones too. Like,
Persian looks exactly the same.
oh, those ones drive me bonkers. I've seen a lot of Haxorus on lists. Those are also really cool. We should answer that. What's the worst shiny Pokemon?
Persian.
You think Persian? I feel
You
like
can't even tell the difference. And I'm sure there's some
Pikachu.
shinies that make them look worse, but at least they look different. The ones that look almost exactly the same are just so lame. Pikachu also looks like exactly the same.
Wait, look up shiny Munchlax. Look up Mega Gardevoir. Oh my gosh, Mega Gardevoir. Yes, that's also a really cool one. Not Mega, Shiny Gallade.
Oh,
Shiny
like the blue.
Munchlax is just like darker blue. It's like when you see it by itself, when you see it next to another Munchlax, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. When you see it by itself, you don't even know that it's shiny,
Yeah.
and that's a problem.
And a Mute Dog asks which Persian, the Kanto or Alola? The Kanto. The Alola gets blue. Is it always blue? Actually, I don't know. But the regular Kanto one, you like can't really tell it's shiny.
These are just not great.
I mean, yeah, even the Alola one doesn't change that much, but it's more noticeable.
This list has at number 4 Lucario, and I have to agree. I think they could have had such a cool shiny for Lucario, and this is just a bad color. It just doesn't look very good.
Yeah, this has turned into us just Googling images of things.
But this list also has Groudon, where another list had that in the
What a
best.
psycho.
Yeah, Groudon's cool. Oh,
Alolan Vulpix, it looks different. It
that's
just looks
that's
like a
what
regular
I think you and
Vulpix.
I are probably looking at the same
The
list now. Going,
Scyther, yeah,
what?
these are all just regular Pokemon that randomly have a shiny effect. Herdier, this literally, it just does not look good. It's not even
Shiny
shiny.
Scyther is bad, but shiny Skizor, cool. Why didn't they do the?
Dragonite's not that bad. I wouldn't put him on the list of the worst.
But we did mention it for the reasoning of
I mean, yeah, it doesn't.
like
It
not as cool as Dratini and Dragonair.
and not as cool as Heracross. You should look that one up if you haven't.
Heracross. We are just looking up shinies on the podcast. Heracross shiny. Oh, that's very cool.
It's just bright pink.
Very cool. Yeah, I like these ones where it's like, oh, like you instantly know this is a shiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
I
If you had
have
never seen Heracross and didn't know its original color and you saw it look like this, you would still know it was shiny.
yeah,
You just be like, there's
yeah.
no way.
Yeah, a lot of these Pokemon, they don't look any different. Like, and that's those are the ones that are lame.
Yeah.
When they pull a good old Sonic from Smash Bros. And they're like, alt color is slightly different blue.
But
Boo.
then they changed the bracelets, his sweatbands,
Yeah,
and his shoes.
that's exactly what these are doing in a lot of cases. It's like, oh, look at the bracelets are a little different, but it's all still green. I like that question a lot. What did I say was my new favorite? Emboar, shiny
That is
Emboar
really good.
is pretty hype. What are all the others like? What's shiny? What's that cat fire Pokemon called?
Litten?
Litten. Yeah, but what's it evolve into? That's in Smash Bros.
Who cares?
That's pretty cool.
Wrestler dude.
Yeah.
Cats. I feel like oh, that actually is a pretty good shiny. The black goes to white.
His final form doesn't look that amazing, but it's but yeah, but the other two.
Incineroar, that's what it is.
Incineroar, yes. Incineroar is ugly. Yeah, Incineroar, but the two previous evolutions, those look really good. Litten and Middle Litten.
I know Cat. I never remember the middle evolutions of the starters.
Yeah. And you want to know maybe my most disappointed shiny is Cyndaquil, who does not look that
That one
different.
not changed.
No, he's a different color, but
Yeah, kind of.
it's
It's
like,
just
hey,
almost looks like washed out. Like he's
yeah,
just
exactly. It's like, oh
the
man, this little
printer
guy.
broke.
Yeah.
Now we got
Yeah. That's super lame, man. Like that could be a cool alternate color. He could be like super red. But
or
no, they're like
blue. I mean,
brown.
blue flame just looks so good.
Yeah, the blue flame I think is definitely the best color. So Embor for sure for me. All right. I wish I had quick access so I could like put these pictures up for the video version of the cast. Everybody else, you're just gonna have to look these up along with us. Sorry, everybody.
And you have to find the right picture of a Staryu shiny because I don't know why there's like two versions, but the white one,
So are you
especially if you
picking
find the
is
picture that I
Staryu your
showed,
favorite?
I think it might be
Yeah,
mostly because
that's
I'm
pretty
too
cool.
lazy to change.
What does the Starmie look like though?
Not as good.
Ah.
Still pretty good, I think, but I don't remember.
Why? How do they do that? How do they mess up the shiny for the evolutions? Hey, that's decent looking. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's just not as good.
Staryu and Starmie are cool Pokemon though, man. Cool starfish Pokemon. All right, next question from Solo Something. Name 2 to 3 Pokemon ball types in the game since Sword Shield you seem to absolutely never use. Ooh, that's a good question.
And I got a bad answer for it. And that answer is all of them. Because I haven't played any mainline Pokemon games
Okay, my God,
since Sword and Shield.
but you gotta have just memory like Pokeballs that were like you never used these in the games you played.
I don't remember like any Pokeball fanciness in any of the games. I remember in Crystal you get the apricots. You have to like make Pokeballs with that, but that's a lot of effort.
And there are some of those that are just absolutely useless.
I seem to remember all of them being useful in the right circumstances. Depending on what you're trying to catch.
I'm trying to find like a good list because I don't want to miss any here. Fastball. I like never used fastball.
Isn't that good for catching Pokemon who are really fast?
Yeah. If used on a Pokemon with a base speed of at least 100. I mean, it is a 4 times catch rate, but you can
Why wouldn't you use that?
But you can also get that 4 times catch rate with so many other Pokeballs.
Name one.
Quick Ball.
They're the same thing.
No, it's not. Quick Ball is on every Pokemon that get, and it's if you use it on the first turn in the battle.
Oh, I'm sorry that the Quick Ball is actually the best Pokeball in the world. It only works on the first turn, so then you got to swap to your fastballs.
Let's go 4 times to the Moon Ball if used on a Pokemon that belongs to an evolutionary family, which includes a Pokemon that evolves by using the Moonstone.
Hey, useful if you're trying to catch this. Look at this level ball. 8 times catch rate. Modifier if the player's Pokemon is of a level 4 times or more than that of the wild Pokemon. That's incredible.
Okay, so like I'm not sure what all Pokeballs are in Scarlet Violet.
Oh my goodness, look at the heavy ball. Plus 30 if used on a Pokemon weighing 661 pounds or more. How incredible is that?
The Dive Ball is one that there's no point.
It sounds really good. What does it do?
3.5 times if used on water-dwelling Pokemon.
What's wrong with that?
Well, what's wrong with that is that the net ball exists, which is 3.5 times if used on water or bug-type Pokemon.
Yeah, but I bet they're
Why
harder to
would you?
make. They're more
No, they're
rare.
not. No, they're
Oh,
not.
I bet they are. I bet they are. Do they
They're
have
not.
both in
Like,
the
why would you
same
have?
game?
Yes, they both originated in Gen 3. It's like, why would you have both of these? Yeah. Yep.
Oh my goodness, but what about the timer ball? It's plus one modifier. It's one plus the number of turns. Oh no, never mind. It maxes out at like times 4 at 10 turns. I thought it just like infinitely kept getting better.
Okay, so what Pokeball do I just find myself never using? He said list 3? Is that 2 to 3 Pokeball types?
I've never used a Dream Ball or a
That seems
Heal
like that would
Ball.
be pretty good.
What does it do?
4
It's
times
times 4
catch
if used
rate.
on a sleeping Pokemon. Well, you might as well just try and catch water Pokemon and use the Dive Ball then.
Yeah, true. True. Um yeah, the Lure Ball is apparently in this game, and that is a useless Pokeball. Ideal for catching Pokemon through fishing. When used on regular Pokemon, this catch rate is the same as a Pokeball. It
Sounds
doesn't
pretty
say
useful.
it
Sounds
doesn't
pretty
say what the
useful if you're
catch
fishing.
it doesn't say what the catch rate even is.
It says times 4 or just 1.
No idea. I yeah. I'm gonna say fastball,
Are you
lure
insane?
ball, and
Of all the options.
and it's sad to say it, the great ball.
The Great Ball?
The great ball. Yep.
What
And
about the
that is
Strange
because
Ball?
there is such a small gap in the games usually where the great ball is the best one to use. That I almost never actually use it because I at the beginning of the game I'm using the Pokeball, and then pretty early on you typically will get access to all these better Pokeballs, and then the Ultra Ball, and the Ultra Ball just becomes the base one that you buy and use for catching everything. So that's why. Not that the Great Ball is bad. I like its design, but I just don't use it. So, thanks for the question, Solo.
Well, Dog said Heal Balls and Premier Balls, but the Premier Balls look real cool.
I know I do
They're
use the Premier
styling.
Balls. I do use the Premier Balls because I think they look cool, and you can get those early on as well.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with Mute Dog. The Heal Ball kind of useless because when do you ever have like an empty slot besides the very beginning of the game when you're
Yeah,
catching Pokemon?
true, true. It is very good for like Nuzlocke,
Yeah,
where
true.
where you don't have the healing abilities. Uh, I have used it quite heavily in Nuzlocks, but yeah. Speaking of Mute Dog, the next bunch of questions is from Mute Dog.
Mute Dog says they got some fresh Nintendo questions for us to answer. Number one being, if you can run a Pokemon gym, what Pokemon type gym would it be? What would be the rules? For example, single battles, double, single elimination, etc., and whatnot.
Do you have an answer for this?
I think we've gotten a question very similar to this at some point, and I'm pretty sure I went with I wouldn't have a specific type of Pokemon, like Pokemon typing. I would just go with turtles plus Dunsparce.
Nice. I'd probably go fire because
Weak.
I like
You've already made a fire team of fire starters.
Yeah. And what would the rules be? I like double battles. I also like the triple battles from Pokemon Black and White. I think they had it in Black 2, White 2. don't know because I didn't play that one, but I assume they did. There was like a rotation battle that you could play where you could rotate your Pokemon and do attacks and stuff. That was interesting, but I didn't like that. I just want triple battles,
Yeah, I just go
3v3.
single. All that other stuff is too fancy.
Like in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, there's the one gym where there's two gym leaders and you play a double battle against their Loon Soul Rock and whatever the moon one is. It's not Lunala, is it?
You don't remember the lunar version of Soul Rock?
Nope, not offhand. I should know. Lunatone.
Yeah, duh, Lunatone.
Thank you, Mute Dog. Mute Dog knows offhand. My memory is so bad. I used to know all of them. He's a psychic master. uh, all right. Well, hopefully that answers the question. Second question from Utah is if you were chosen to go on a quest to save the world and start your journey from your house, what household equipment would you take to start your journey? Weapons, armor, or i.e., weapons, armor, and accessories.
I'd have my trusty sandals and a ping pong paddle. That's all I
I'm
need.
here to save the world.
That's all I need.
Uh,
And probably this jacket in case it gets cold. And my contacts.
if I have to go on a
can't see
journey
without
to
them.
save the world, what household items would I use?
Yeah, I don't got any save the
Electric
world
fly
style.
swatter. Is that what you said?
That would be good.
Electric fly swatter.
And a change of batteries.
Yeah, I don't really have any like weapons at my house.
Still have those golf clubs?
Nope. Sold those a while ago because I never used them. Do have baseball bats. Casey Jones style. I come out with like baseball bat and like a hockey stick. I don't have a hockey stick, but
So you got skis?
Nope.
Half of a pair of skis is practically a hockey stick.
True. I don't know. I wish I had a sword. Like that's what I feel like I need. A sword. Just a straight up sword. What else would I bring? I'd bring some rope because rope is very useful for adventures. And probably Converse shoes. So those are very all around. They're good for athletic type things, but also good to just be casual, blend in if I need to. Definitely sweatpants. Definitely sweatpants.
Good call.
Although he does mention armor in here. If I had armor, I'd probably wear that. You know, it's like, oh, I got to go on an adventure. Let me throw on some armor. You know.
Yeah, but armor is like really uncomfortable.
True. What kind of adventure are we going on here? It's to save the world?
To save the world.
I would bring my wallet. I just buy what I need while I'm out. It's probably a good call. I'd bring a camera and a microphone. Oh yeah, like I'd.
You'd have to get a big
we'd do
battery.
It through podcasting. Yeah, it's like this is like strapped to a backpack, and I'm like podcasting while on the adventure.
One of those backpacks that has a green screen.
Yeah. It's perfect. The perfect plan. All right. Thank you for the question, Mutai. It was a good one. Last one.
If life became like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where you can inherit Nintendo spirits, which Nintendo spirit would you like to inherit in real life?
Ike.
So you can fight for your friends?
So I can fight for my friends and give no sympathy.
Yeah, I forgot to think about this one. I'd probably go with Samus so I could shoot things real good,
Nice.
like aliens
I was gonna say
specifically.
also Wii Fit trainer so that I could just be incredibly
Oh yeah, that would be
inhumanly
good.
in shape.
The Ouija, so I could vacuum my house extra good.
There's so many spirits too. There's just so many that I feel like this is a very crazy long list, and I'm probably forgetting very cool ones.
Captain Falcon, so I can show off my moves. Actually,
No,
wait,
he
he wants
doesn't show
other
off his
people to
moves.
show
He
their
want
moves.
he wants everybody to show him their moves.
A mirror, so if I find Captain Falcon,
Yeah.
I can show off my own moves of his moves.
Yep, that's it. Ike and Wii Fit trainer. Essentially, I want to be in shape and buff. Like
And
that's
have a sword.
and have a sword. Yeah. uh, Thank you so much for the questions, Mutog. Our next question comes from Nintendan. This question is for Micah. All 11 of your favorite games are falling into a pit of lava. You have one hand tied behind your back, and you can save only one game. Which game will you save? It means the
And
11
then
games from 2001 to specify.
Yeah, and I mean, I already showed in the Discord, but you ever seen Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire in the
Yeah.
cafeteria? And he catches all that food
Oh, I did see
one-handed?
that. I did see that. I didn't see the context for that, Jeff. I was like, what is Micah talking
But
about?
that's what I would do. And barring that, I would jump into the lava afterwards. And I would dig him out real fast.
Like, nah! Like that scene from
Golem.
Terminator.
Golem style. They'd be on my hand as I sunk. Then I'd flip them out.
Nintendan, I appreciate the attempt to try and get Micah to answer this question legitimately, but there clearly is no way to do it because he just doesn't care
good
about the sanctity of the questions. Next question, another couple questions from Purple Riolu.
Approximately what percentage do you think you play in docked mode versus handheld?
Since I got the OLED, I play a lot more handheld. But I also stream a lot, and that's docked. So I'd say it's probably 50-50 for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually haven't played handheld in a while. But I went through a phase like 2 years ago where I played a lot of handheld.
Yeah, you're playing like a handheld exclusively almost.
Yeah.
I guess 50-50 is not accurate because I don't get a ton of time to play not streaming. So probably more like a 30-70. Like I play handheld 30% of the time, 70% docked.
Yeah. Last like 3 months, I think I played handheld like once for like 20 minutes.
I need a better TV. Like the OLED screen is just too good.
You play on your monitor, don't you?
My TV is not as good. Yes, the monitor is great, but my TV not so much. It doesn't have as good a quality on the picture for the game. Yeah. Next question from Purple Riolu. What Christmas movie is the most nostalgic to you?
The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like claymation movie with Yukon Cornelius and the elf that wants to be a dentist.
That's a classic. A little horrifying.
What are you talking about?
The elves are very mean to the dentist elf.
Well, he wants to be a dentist. Like, it makes sense.
Gosh,
I have a very high number of dental cousins and uncles.
Um, Apparently the best-selling Christmas movie of all time is Home Alone. Do you consider Home Alone to be a Christmas movie?
Are you insane? Of course it's a Christmas movie.
I don't consider it to be a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas, so I guess it
AKA,
is a Christmas
it's a
movie.
Christmas movie.
It's not really about Christmas at all.
It kind of is. If it wasn't for their Christmas vacation, the whole movie wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Okay, so here are my two answers.
Wow, giving two answers seems kind of like a cop out.
Well, I have to give one that's like kind of obscure, and then also one that's
The
like a
truth.
classic. No, I don't know. Uh, so the not non-obscure is probably the Santa Claus and the Santa Claus 2. Those are classics. Actually, the original. I think the Santa Claus 2 is better than 1.
Old.
1 is a lot less. It feels much more adult oriented than the second, which feels more like a feel good family movie.
Yeah.
There was just some like pretty heavy stuff happening in the first one, where he like goes to prison and has to like is in the middle of or is in a bad divorce situation, and the kid gets like kidnapped. Oh, that's yeah, that one's a lot more serious than the following movies. There's a new one coming out. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
And then the more obscure one, I don't know if I ever watched this with you, Micah. Santa Claus versus the Snowman.
Wow, this sounds like a sci-fi original movie. Not gonna lie.
It's actually by the team that made Jimmy Neutron, I think.
Interesting.
Oh, it's Steve Odekirk. Yeah.
I mean, that does sound kind of cool.
It's rated G. It's 32 minutes. It was available to see in IMAX theaters, and we went to see it in 2002 as a family in IMAX 3D. Santa
That's
Claus versus
wow.
the Snowman, and and we loved it so much as kids that our parents bought it for us at home, and it came with 3D glasses.
Wow.
And you could watch it at home with the like classic blue-red 3D glasses, but most of the time we didn't. We watched it without the 3D.
Wasn't it like kind of painful to watch?
Well, it had an option to just show it normal.
Okay. I was like, wow, that sounds terrible. That's truly awful.
The plot is there is a snowman that wants to
Fight Santa, obviously.
he does want to fight Santa. He ends up wanting to fight Santa. He plays the flute. Santa's sleigh accidentally gets him to knock over his flute, and it breaks because it's made of glass because he's a snowman. But he saw the sleigh go overhead, and so he goes out
Was
to
it made of
investigate.
glass or was it made of ice?
Ice. You're right. He goes out to see Santa. Like he saw the sled go over, and for somehow had never seen Santa prior to that moment while living in the North Pole. Went there, and he goes in and sees how cool Santa's life is, and he wants
To take over his life?
he wants the flute that he found in the workshop. He went for it, and the elves were mean to him and kicked him out. Elf security. So then he decides to wage war and become Santa.
It
has a happy ending.
Where this is going.
It has a happy ending. It's great. He makes an army of snowmen, and then they have a huge battle. This is such an obscure answer, but it's like, this is my childhood, y'all. I like have so many memories of watching this movie. IMDb gives it a 6.4 out of 10. Metacritic gives it 62%. Do you think we could do a watch party of this one? Like, is this still in distribution?
I doubt it. You could probably find it somewhere.
Okay, it came out in 97. Original release date 2002. It came out a while ago. There you go. That's my answer. That's my true answer because I just feel like I have a lot of nostalgia for that one. Where the other ones, I like them as Christmas movies. Elf is a classic, you know.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Muppets Christmas Story, that's a classic. But and then of course all the claymation ones. There's the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one. There's also the Santa Claus coming to
Like
town.
origin story,
Yeah.
and it has that ice person king. I don't know, who has
Yes.
to
And
learn how to walk.
yeah.
Yeah, that's another great
That's
one. He
a
had
good
that
one.
song about putting one foot in front of the other.
Oh, I forgot about him. He has the magic popcorn that makes the
Yeah.
reindeer
Oh,
fly.
he has such a good line. I was like, "I'm not a loser after all," or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's those are classics. That's claymation. Okay. Next question. Is this your turn to ask?
uh, yeah, I just had to look up. He says, "I'm not such a loser after all."
Yeah.
That's the line. So good. What is your favorite new Pokemon from the Paldea region? Paldea?
Oh, that's a tough question.
I don't actually know of many at all.
Oh, it might have to be the Dunsparce 3 segment.
I'm still disappointed by that
I know
evolution.
you are. Um,
It's not that they didn't make it cool that I don't mind. It's just that his body segments are literally just spheres. They're like perfect spheres. And they somehow connect or something. It's just weird. I just like the classic chunky body shape of Dunsparce more.
yeah, I just really like it. It it makes me happy.
I think I actually have to go with Fuecoco
Fuecoco.
because it's one of like the five I've seen.
I think I may have to go with Finizen.
Oh, you mean Echo?
I mean Echo. That is such a cool design for a Pokemon, and kind of insane that there is not already a dolphin
Yeah,
Pokemon.
I mean it's essentially like a dolphin. It's straight up a dolphin with some like cool
It's got a
design
Pokemon
on the side.
flair. It's got some Pokemon
I
flair.
mean, a
Mute Dog
teensy
in
bit.
chat says Annihilate.
Oh yeah, the essentially Primeape after it dies turns into a
Oh
ghost Pokemon.
no, that's a spoiler for me. That's sick. That's so cool. Wait, is this like a third evolution?
Heck yeah. Because I mean, in like the original Pokédex, it mentions that like sometimes they get so mad that they die. That's essentially the inspiration behind it, as
What?
far as I know.
Oh, you gotta love Pokedex lore, man. Annihilate is very cool. That's very cool. Anytime an old Mon gets a new evolution, I'm like always hyped for that. I think they're always really cool. You remember Rhyperior and
Oh yeah,
Electabuzz evolves into Electivire? It's Electivire or
and
Electivire.
like Mag Mortar or something like that.
Magmortar is really cool too. Yeah, I like that. I liked that they did that in Gen 4. I think was when those ones were introduced. Um, I, that's a tough question because there are so many really cool designs. So many really cool designs. Oh, Mutog, you're good. And I had no idea that existed, and that is so hype. I'm really not out here trying to avoid spoilers, but I know people out there are, and I was like, oh man, that's a spoiler for me because I had not seen this. I don't know how I haven't seen it. Um, I also really like the Pokedex in this game. All of the Pokemon have like little books on a shelf, and they all have these like really uh like cover art magazine cover photo esque photos of these Pokemon that are all pretty cool. Fuecoco is also really good. Alrighty. Well, that's that. We have one more comment here. It's not really a question, but was left under the comment section by Parker over on Spotify. That's where you can leave those questions. Because if you listen on Spotify, there's a section where every week we can ask the community a question, and we usually turn it around and go, "What questions would you like to ask us?" And here's the comment: "Play Them's Fighting Herds Deluxe." So I feel like this is the
Maybe eventually we'll stop disappointing people when they ask us to play Them's Fighting Herds.
Yeah, this is the return of Parbrand. It has to be, right? Or is this
That's
somebody
what I
else?
was
Somebody
wondering.
else asking us to play Them's Fighting Herds. I guess we'll see. I do want to play that game because it does look really cool. Our buddies over at the Nintendo Cartridge Society were talking about it, and Patrick seems like he really enjoys it. It's a good Smash Bros. Game, but I just do not have time. So, and it's not high on the high enough on the want list for me, unfortunately. But it is cool looking, and I do want to play it. Maybe we should just go do it for Parbrand. For Parbrand, play Them's Fighting Herds Deluxe. I don't know if I'll get the deluxe version. I'll get it though.
I don't know what the difference is.
Alrighty. Well, that's gonna about do it for the show. We're gonna forego the PAL topic this week because we had a lot of questions and sort of covered a lot with the Smash Bros. Controversy going on. I want everybody.
And we didn't plan ahead and come up with one. So
Yes, also true. I want to give a huge thanks though, and to everybody in the community that supports the podcast and tunes in for these episodes every single week. We really do appreciate you guys. It's super fun to do. We love doing the podcast, and we love making stuff, which we do in our own capacities in other places. So, Micah, where can people find your personal channel stuff?
you can find me at Micah Prime on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I think I do actually have 2 videos on YouTube now.
Oh ho ho! Go
And
check
they're
those out. They're
just
really cool.
Straight the videos from Twitch. So don't get your expectations too high.
If you have high expectations, why don't you check out Andross 1, where you can find my stuff over on twitch.tv/Andross1 and youtube.com /Andross1, where I put out a lot of videos and I do a lot of streaming. I put like a huge amount of production into my videos, and I'm very proud of them and would really love it if more people saw them. So please check them out. Tell me what you think. Leave a like, comment, sub.
They're pretty good. So
Glowing recommendation from Micah.
Yeah, out of context, that probably didn't sound very good, but
no, Micah actually thinks they're pretty good.
That's one of the highest compliments I can give.
True. Also true. Well, with that, if you would like to follow the show, you can do that. We're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all at Nintendo Pals, and Twitch at Nintendo_Pals. If you just Google search Nintendo Pals, you can find us. And if you want to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do that. One, you can check out our merch store. That's at streamlab.com. Let me make sure I have that right before I give the URL. I should have this memorized. It is streamlabs.com/Nintendo Pals/merch and that's Nintendo_Pals/merch. Or you can get a sick Nintendo Pals hat, Nintendo Pals t-shirts, patches, water bottles, and even a jacket and cool flip-flops with an Andross.
I think the flip-flops might be the coolest of all.
Andross left foot, Micah right foot. They're very cool. And you can also support the show by checking out and supporting us over on Patreon. Patreon.com/NintendoPals, where for as little as $3 per month, you can support the show and get exclusive access to shows like Pal Plus and our monthly Ask Us Anythings and behind-the-scenes content and exclusive Discord channels. We have a lot of fun with doing that stuff over there and absolutely appreciate and are thankful for everybody who supports us on Patreon. So much so that we've written a rap that we perform once and then replay every week until we have new Patreon supporters.
Some of us had to perform this rap like 3 times.
Yeah, true. That's the Patreon Pokey Rap. The shout out that every Patreon supporter gets by just joining up and being in the Patreon. And that's how we'll close out the show here. We gotta rap some Patreon.
You just do the singing. I'll take care of the hard part.
Let's get it on.
We want to be the best that ever was. And shout out our pals over on Patreon.
LPD, Rizzle, Retrologic Dave, U-Dog Gamer, Slim Tor, Spanish, and Solo Something, Brian, and Little Miss 7, and Cosmic.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon.
K9 Katina, Third Strongest Move, Tim the Nintendo Dad, Lance, and Sturgill, Monkey Thunder, Purple Yoda, Dat Fast John, and Lava Plays 2.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all. Patreon. Let's get 150 or more. Your face to be a Patreon. Donut is your destiny.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.